Bendiciones. Some soul ties are not truly meant to be broken. And we're going to explore this, family, and really dive into what this means, okay? In today's age, okay, let's start with ancient times, because everybody loves to be ancient. Everybody wants to be referring to all of these old civilizations and talking about all of these old empires, but people are not truly embodying the values and principles of those empires and of those nations to understand why they were strong. In those times, people did not swap in and out of partners as frequently as you see today. Typically, when you see things like this, that is because literally death took one of the partners or something along those lines. In today's age, we think that we can just flip partners in and out as quickly as we can flip in and out of a new web browser. And so we have this throw it in the trash and mentality when it comes to love. And so what tends to happen is when people get into relationships and then it gets time to do the real karmic work within, that's when that relationship gets thrown in the trash. And then they think that they can just go and move on to the next relationship peacefully. Wrong. And when this happens, they often have this disillusion as if their own ancestors and spirit guides are going to bless that decision. Understand, your ancestors and spirit guides want you to grow, family. Your ancestors and spiritual guides want you to grow the fuck up. And they want you to become mature. And they want you to become responsible. Okay? So when these relationships are ending, people really have to look deep inside and really ask themselves, why did it really end? Why did it really end? What is the real root cause? It was the root cause of that egos and pride? Was the root cause of that not wanting to face the shadows? Because if those things are so, you will have a very hard time moving forward. And those things will become a karmic thorn in your side that will continue to haunt you. And let's add the fact, if you are dealing with somebody that is deeply entrenched in various aspects of spirituality, this will compound everything. Refer back to my video. I'll put it in the description of you hexed yourself. Okay. So refer to that video of you hexed yourself to even further get the context of what I'm saying. So even just on people that are not involved in the practice, this plays out. My father said something very wise to me. He said, son, you know, when I crossed 50, I started to realize that there were people that I pushed out of my life, or that I allowed to leave my life, both friends and lovers, that I realized could not be replaced. That I realized I could not just press a button and fill that void, because those people were actually significant and they were honest people. They were good people. And that is actually not a quality that's so readily available in the world. And so this speaks to the fact of how today we think that we can just swap in and out lovers like water. Okay, well, you get on my nerves, bye. Oh, well, I don't like the way that you brush your teeth in the morning, so like, bye, right? This is how easy it is for us to just move on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. In reality, people are not meant to move on to the next, on to the next. This is the purpose why sex is such a binding factor. This is why things like fluid bonding are real. Where just to exchange bodily fluids binds you to a person. And this is where we get this soul tie thing, where our hearts are torn in so many directions. Okay? When you run across certain people, those people are not to just be swapped in and out. And not only if they are spiritual, where their ancestors continue to drag you, where their spirits in Orisha and Loa continue to drag you, your own ancestors will drag your hard-headed ass. People don't realize that your own ancestors also drag you, because you're hard-headed and they're trying to teach you lessons to prosper so that you can move your family lineage ahead. See, it's deeper than just being good for the sake of being good or learning for the sake of learning. Your ancestors are also trying to progress your own lineage. And so if you're not getting it, they have to make you get it, because your success is going to affect the success of the lineage, period. Your success is going to affect the success of the lineage. So it's in your ancestors' best interest to even teach you the hardest lessons of hard lessons. And people wonder why they can't get certain relationships out of their head, because that really wasn't a relationship that should have been broken. And you know deep inside that that relationship wasn't supposed to be broken, but you did it anyway. Because of why? Karmic things. So you guys have to really be analyzing things before you allow them to break. Because there may be lessons in there that you didn't learn yet, that your own spirits want you to learn. And this is where certain ties, people can cut all the cords in the world. They can do all the cord cutting ceremonies in the world. If Oshun don't want that broken, that cord is not going to break, period. Give a fuck how many gurus you go to that say they cut your cord and da, 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 da. If Oshun don't want that cord to break, it's not breaking. If Yemoja don't want that cord to break, it's not breaking. Motherfucker, you better go learn that lesson and go fix that situation. And that's the one that people don't want to accept in the new age. But that's the truth. Your spirits want you to grow. They want you to learn. They want you to overcome your karmic debts. How can you overcome a karmic? People be talking all this shit. I overcoming my karmic debts and doing shadow work. That's the real shadow work is done in a motherfucking field, not just in a room by yourself, kumbayaing. That's easier. When you got to deal with that real shadow that's coming off of another person, that's when you'll see the real effects of your shadow work. That's when you'll see if all that shit that you was doing actually worked. And not on this new individual that you think is going to be this, that, and the third. No, the real boogeyman. So understand that this is real. People don't have to accept it, but all they have to do is look at their life. And this is where we start to see various blockages occurring in people's lives, where they feel like they cannot move forward the same, and all kind of shit starts breaking down. Because why? That karmic lesson was critical to other aspects of your success, other aspects of your growth. Things just tend to not fall right when you let certain people go. And if you're real with yourself, you will see this. Oftentimes as well, you know, you can find difficulties with love when it's a lover that you let go in that way. You know, especially if you left a situation that you were not sure of, and there were like prideful, really earthly prideful reasons for that departure. Oh yeah, that's a recipe to get dragged. And if you're not careful, things can get really, really bad. It's really simple when you see things like that. Go make it right with the person that it happened. Shit, it clear up so quick. Things that get on the right track, things will move forward. But see, people don't want to do that part. That's the part where people don't want to take into accountability. You see? Because now you got to hold yourself accountable. And holding ourselves accountable is so taboo today that nobody wants to do that. We can just blame the other person and jump into the next relationship and then add some more pain and add some more pain and add some more pain. Meanwhile, the root of the pain was back there somewhere. But that never got rectified. And then next thing you know, old and gray with nobody to take care of you. Nursing home will be waiting. So this is the reality of life. We have to go back to thinking more with an ancient mind. We have to go back to thinking more with the principles and values of ancestors. When you get with a person and with that person, you've done things that you've never done before for another person, you know there's something there. You know there's something there. When you get with that person and you have certain revelations about life that person has taught you, that person has shown you different aspects of spirituality, that person may have shown you different philosophies that got you closer to God. You think that's a person that you just walked away from them just like nothing? You don't think that that's going to carry a very heavy situation that's not just going to be cord cutted because you moved on to other partners? That's always going to sit in you. That's even deeper than a fluid bondings. That's even deeper than the sexual ties that just come with anybody that you sleep with. This is real. I got to come and tell y'all the truth. You know how I get down. I got to just tell you whether people want to hear it or not. Fuck that. Look inside of yourself and ask yourself, why did these things happen? Be truthful. Everybody played a right and wrong. Everybody did. But what was the part where you played wrong? Not just that person. And this is the reality. We have to start evaluating people better. Evaluate who truly has value in life and who doesn't. Evaluate the people that have the traits that are really meant for longevity and who doesn't. Naturally, you will start to see the truth and the clarity will come over you. Evaluate. There's family members that may be annoying, but they're the most loyal one. There's family members who are mean, but they're the ones that take care of you. A lot of people's grandmothers can be older and ornery, but your grandmom love you, but she might be mean. You know what I'm saying? But your grandmom would do anything for you, put her life on the line. But you just don't like the way it's packaged. So that means you can just change out your grandmom to get a sweet old lady because that's what you want. Life doesn't work like that. And there's a reason life doesn't work like that. Because people are supposed to have to overcome challenges, not avoid them. You're supposed to be able to overcome the challenge that comes with that respective relationship, whether it's a friendship or a love affair relationship, or it is a family relationship. All of these things play out in a very similar way. When challenges arise in them, you have to take on the challenges. And when you swap body fluids with a person on a sexual level, in a spiritual level, that translates to now that is family. So understand, y'all have to do better with discernment in choosing. I tell y'all this because I love y'all and I want to see you grow. I want to see you rise above the dumb shit. I don't want to see people fucked up out here and constantly being in trauma this and trauma that and da da da. I want to see people elevating. But you cannot elevate if you don't get out of your own way, if you don't stop becoming the own weight that's holding you down. Now that elevation becomes very difficult. You see? So people, go make it right with the ones that you need to make it right with so that life can progress. Go get clarities and closures when you know that that person is still receptive to it. Now, if those bridges are so burned and you know that, well, that's going to be tough, because guess what? Sorry to tell you, but Saturn is still going to come with the strict ruler. With the strictness, Saturn is still going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And this is where some decisions cannot be reversed. But, in general, a lot of things can be. A wise person once said, most problems can be solved with a simple sorry. Most problems can be solved with a simple apology. And that's true. In the streets, it's whole wars that break out because one person just could have said, sorry, I apologize. It's not like that. And no, it turns into a decade of fucking carnage where people die behind it, when all they had to do is have some fucking humility and say sorry. That's it. To say, I apologize. And that's too difficult. We can't even apologize to each other. We can't even right wrongs together. Everything has to be a cut and leave. That's the truth. So whether you like it or not, issue come with the truthful. I'll get with y'all on the next one, family. Y'all stay blessed and y'all stay elevated. Ashu.